Hi everyone, welcome to Power BI Solves, a video series where we explore common business challenges and how Power BI can help solve them. In each episode, we walk through real-world scenarios where traditional tools fall short and how Power BI provides faster, smarter, and more scalable solutions. Now, I love Excel, but using it for repetitive reports, as the vast majority of the workforce tends to, it has its drawbacks. And in this video, we're focusing on a common reporting problem, which is building consistent, repeatable reports using data from multiple sources. Now, if you've ever worked with Excel to build recurring reports, you know how manual and time-consuming the process can be. In many cases, the data you need it isn't neatly stored in one single table, no matter how much our senior management would like it to be. You might have sales data in one file, a base data set. You might then have customer details in another data set, product information in another data set, two additional lookup data sets. To bring it all together, you rely on lookup functions like VLOOKUPs or INDEXMATCHes or XLOOKUPs to transfer columns of data from the lookup tables to the base data set, often writing one formula for every column you want to bring in. And it's not just that this is repetitive, it's error-prone, inefficient to maintain, and doesn't scale well when your datasets grow or change. So, there's many scenarios that Power BI handles better than Excel for joining data together, including the example we just looked at, where we had to transfer multiple columns from a lookup table into a base dataset. In Excel, we have to write a different function for each column. That costs us time and accuracy, particularly when there's a lot of columns we want to bring across from the lookup dataset to the base dataset. Power BI, on the other hand, has a function called merging. This happens in a part of Power BI called Power Query, and to merge our datasets together takes about 5 mouse clicks. Once you've merged datasets together, then all you need to do is select from a drop-down list which columns you would like to bring in. An alternative scenario: what happens when your key columns in your lookup and base datasets, your key columns is the piece of data that's common in both datasets to make sure your rows match between your two datasets. What happens when those key columns don't match exactly? So lookup functions in Excel have little flexibility to deal with inconsistencies. In Power BI, on the other hand, Power BI offers fuzzy matching, which can match values even when they're slightly different, great for dealing with inconsistent data. In the event that lookup datasets have more than one matching row in the key column, Excel can't really deal with that very well with lookup functions, as they only return the first matching row, ignoring any other matching rows. Power BI, on the other hand, returns all matching rows using the merge function. Now, what happens if we only want to keep rows that don't match? In Excel, we can do this, perhaps using errors in lookup functions to detect non-matching rows and then deleting the rows that do match. In Power BI, on the other hand, there's various dataset join kinds available, and some of them will keep information that does match and others will keep information that doesn't match. Finally, what happens when our lookup datasets change structure or have more data? In Excel, often we need to reperform or amend the lookup functions, again costing time and accuracy. In Power BI, we just save down a new dataset, click a refresh button, and Power BI would handle the rest. So what's the process to join datasets together in Power BI? Well, first of all, we have to save down our Excel files on shared drives or SharePoint, shared inboxes, OneDrives, all that kind of thing, and connect Power BI to those files. Next, we instruct Power BI how to clean the data. So we remove rows, columns, split data, create new columns, all that kind of good stuff. And then in 5 mouse clicks, we tell Power BI which dataset should be joined and the key column that's present in both datasets to ensure that the correct rows are matched. Once we've done that, we create our graphs, our visuals from the transformed dataset. We create our report. Then, when our sales data changes, or our customer lookup data changes, or our product information changes, we just update that data that's connected to the Power BI report. We save down our files on top of the old ones, or we add in new files to connected folders. And then we click the big refresh button. and Power BI updates itself automatically. So while Excel is powerful for quick analysis, Power BI is built for scale, automation, and data modeling, especially when you're working with multiple datasets. By using merges and relationships and refreshable queries, you can build reports that are not only accurate and consistent, but are also ready to grow with your process and grow with your business. Thanks for watching this episode of Power BI Solves. Look out for other episodes in our series.